Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me.
Blades Audio Video Security is Indiana's premier K-12 audio, video, and security provider. Blades is a design-built firm that provides high-quality solutions that are designed, engineered, installed, and warranted by our team of experts. For 18 years, we've helped schools and local businesses see and hear more clearly. Whether it's your sound system, your displays, your network, or your building security, ask how our experienced team can serve you.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
This is where champions play. This is where youth champions play. This is where collegiate champions play. This is where Olympic and pro champions play. This is where all champions play. In Hamilton County, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
guess you might have to call this a somewhat typical mid-April day. You just never know what's
No,
going to happen,
yeah.
you know. Another one fouled off to the right. That's about 7 or 8 she's fouled off. As I said earlier, she's batting .462 coming into today's game. Strike 3 is called.
2 down.
Boy, Retzinger did a nice job of
Yeah.
freezing her right there.
That was a good pitch.
Great pitch. Second strikeout of the inning for Retzinger. Both of them have been looking. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, designated player, Kate Murray. She comes in here batting .333 in the early season going. Strike 1 is called. Strike 2, swing and a miss. Two down, 1 on. Bottom of the first. The 0-2, a little bit low, makes it 1-2. Another pop-up foul. A lot of foul balls here in the early going, Perry.
Certainly are.
Tigers trying to keep something going here in the top of the first. 2 down, 1 runner on first. Throw down to first. Astrid Alexander, the left fielder, is back in plenty of time.
One ball, 2 strikes on the batter.
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah. The 2-2. That one's hit well into left field,
That could
center
be
field. Whoa, what a catch. Delaney Rundle just robbed Kate Murray of at least a double there. That ball was probably less than a couple feet from going out of this place. But so in the bottom or the top of the first for the Tigers, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on the bases. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Miller Park. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And Perry, we got a pretty nice-sized crowd out here today in spite of the weather, but seeing a lot of winter jackets out there for the middle of April.
I'm sure you're seeing some blankets, too. So.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know, the one thing about it is, Brad, I think everybody's excited about spring getting here. You know, it's not springtime yet, but they're ready for baseball and softball and track and
yeah. You know, it was such a cold, such a cold winter this year that you know, personally, I've been ready for summer since February.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on the mound for the Tigers will be Frankie Jackson. Let's see what we got here on Frankie Jackson. You can find the right page. There we go. Jackson's got a 0.62 earned run average. Pitched 11 and a half innings. Got a record of 1-0. She's allowed 9 hits, 7 runs. Now, this is amazing. She's allowed 7 runs, but only 1 earned run. She's walked 4 batters and struck out 15.
Wow.
Her warm-ups or anything, she seems to have a pretty nice fastball coming across that plate. For the Millers, it'll be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters to face Jackson. That'll be Delaney Rundle, Izzy Zapp, and Brooklyn Grayson. Delaney Rundle ready to lead it off. Comes in with a .333 batting average. Of course, since the Millers have only played 2 games so far this season, the batting averages that we have, the statistics we have, probably aren't really real
indicative of what they'll do.
Yeah, exactly. Starts her out with a rising fastball that Rundle fouls back to the left side.
Brad, but Delaney Rundle last year hit 400 and had 100 at bats and 40 hits.
Yeah, I remember watching her in a number of games here, and she's quite the ball player.
A good slap hitter.
Yeah. That one misses just a little bit inside, evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's going to be a strike. Rundle in the hole at 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got her on that slider.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah, just barely caught the outside corner of the plate, but Delaney Rundle goes down looking for the first out of the bottom of the first. That'll bring up right fielder Izzy Zapp.
Number 17, Izzy Zapp.
Let me tell you here, Zapp hit .386 last year, 57 at bats, 22 hits. That was last season.
Yeah, she's only had 4 at bats so far this season, so do the math, and she's a .250 hitter.
Yeah.
Like we say, it's early, so some of these early stats we've had.
That's why I was trying to.
Yeah, you were exactly right when you said they're not really indicative of the overall team.
You know, and the one thing, it's the same way in baseball. Softball and baseball, even though you're hitting in the cage and you're hitting all the time, it's a lot different than in a ball game.
Oh, yeah, the real thing. Of course, the other thing for the Millers is they probably practiced across spring break, but did not have any games. They haven't had a game in, I believe, over 2 weeks now. Or close to 2 weeks.
Yeah, by getting rained out of that green field.
2-1. Hot shot, foul on the third base side. Yeah, the last time the Millers played was on the 3rd of April against Western Boone, so it's been not quite 2 weeks, but they go to Carmel tomorrow, so they're getting busy. 2-2 the count. Frankie Jackson with the delivery, just misses. Makes it 3-2.
Full count.
The 3-2 pitch on the way.
Oh,
that one!
Oh
boy!
Man.
If she had waited just a second on that, or a fraction of a second, she might have had a double right down the line. But as it is, it goes foul into the bullpen.
Yeah, she really turned on that one.
Yeah. Got well out in front of it. I don't think she didn't get. I don't think she got a good solid contact with the bat, but because it was hit, but not really, really hard. Let's try the 3-2 one more time. Check swing. The Noblesville staff is saying that was a foul ball.
Looks like it was. Cause
yeah.
They were letting her.
Yep, she's coming back to the. She's coming back to the.
Coaches are always glad to help umpires.
Oh yeah. Well, you know you've got about 200 umpires out here on the field.
Yeah. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yep, the 3-2 again. That one's going to go
base
into
hit.
center field. So Izzy Zapp sat there with a 3-2 count for about 3 or 4 pitches, and finally she wins the battle and gets the base hit. That'll bring to the plate Brooklyn Grayson.
Brad, we were very, very fortunate enough to spend the winter with Brooklyn Grayson because she was one of the players on the Noblesville Millers girls basketball team and played a lot this season.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be playing softball at Duke.
You ever been to Duke?
No, but I hear it's beautiful.
I spent a couple of weeks down there in training years ago in Durham, and that is quite the place. It's awesome.
Was that horse and buggy, or were there cars yet?
Oh, there were cars. There were cars.
Another base hit, man.
Another hit. Let's see what Zapp's going to do. She's going to try to go to third. There will be a play on her, but the ball is overthrown. I think she had that beat.
Yeah, I think so too.
She hesitated just a little bit going around the around second base, and I thought she was going to stop, but then she took off again, and a lower throw might have had her there, but as it is, the Millers in business here with Zapp on third. Grayson, we're going to credit her with a base hit, give her second on the throw, and that'll bring up the catcher, Reese Newsom. Newsom, a .429 batter. Swing and a miss. Millers trying to put some scores on the board here. Got an excellent opportunity for it. The 0-1. That one's a little bit outside. Tiger catcher Kate Summerfield, she's trying to do a good job of framing those pitches, but that one was just a little bit too far outside.
Newsom last season batted .339, 62 at-bats and 21 base hits.
Tries the bunt, that one goes foul.
We got one out here.
1 out, 2 on, a 1-2 count.
In the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah.
So a little bit of action and excitement here.
Mm-hmm. Miller's wanting to get at least 1 or 2 of these runs in this inning. See what Grayson can do here with the 1-2 pitch.
No, this is Newsom here, Brad.
Oh, excuse me. Grayson's on second base. That one gets away.
Pass ball.
That's going to be a pass ball, and on the play, Izzy Zapp scores.
You know, Brad, there's a perfect example on that on Grayson's base hit that Zapp went ahead and went to third, or that run wouldn't have scored. So
the consensus in the dugout here, or in the press box, is they're going to rule that a wild pitch because it was so far out of the zone. I don't think Kate Summerfield had really a real good.
No, she didn't have a chance to get it.
Yeah. So Zapp scores on the wild pitch. Grayson moves down to third, still 1 out, a 2-2 count on Newsom. Well hit ball to left field. That is going to be gone. A 2-run homer for Reese Newsom. And the Millers jump out to a 3-0 lead. Perry, that ball did not need any help from the wind. In fact, the wind was blowing right across it. I mean, if that ball had hit the right field, it probably might have ended up over there on Cumberland Road.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about it, Brad, she last year hit 5 home runs as a freshman. She's a sophomore now.
Mm-hmm.
But she hit 5 home runs last year. That was good power there, too. 3-0 Millers.
Well, that is her 3rd home run of the season already in this young season. That'll bring to the plate Haley Shatko. Shatko, a .286 hitter. So the Millers draw first blood here big time on the 3-run homer by Reese Newsom.
Shatko batted .292 for the season last year, and with 18 hits.
I should say that was a 2-run homer. Excuse me. Zapp had already scored on the wild pitch. My mistake. I'm still in spring training, Perry. So 2-0. The 2-0 pitch from Jackson is fouled off to the right side. Yeah, Newsom really got everything on that pitch, Barry. I mean, she just hit that ball solid. She hit that sweet spot. A little bit inside makes it 3-1.
I'm really surprised because that the outfield was playing so shallow against Newsom, because with her already hitting 2 home runs this season, you know she can hit with power. Ball 4.
So Shatko draws the walk. Millers continue to put the runners on the bases, and that'll bring up the 6th batter, Reese Emerson. Emerson,
Now batting for
one of
Noblesville,
3
Southern
players
Alabama.
on this squad that's batting .500.
And last season she bat .325 with 80
Throw down to
at-bats
first.
and 26 hits.
Pitch was a ball, but Summerfield made a quick throw down to first to McGrath. Fortunately for Shatko, she wasn't leaning too far.
Jackson's struggling a little bit on this mound, Brian.
Yes, she is.
Of course, it's the first inning.
There's a bouncer. And there was nobody covering first, and I believe the second baseman, Kinder, got the ball. And by the time she threw over to second, a good throw probably would have had Shatko. But I think we're going to have to charge an error on that one, I believe. An error on the throw to the second baseman, Kinder.
Macy Duval's the batter now.
So runners on first and second.
At the plate,
Still one out.
31, Macy Duval.
Macy Duval, who is the designated player, steps up to the plate. Little sunshine coming out here. Isn't that nice to see?
Yeah.
I think that's the first time I've seen sunlight all day, except it's sunrise this morning.
Yeah.
First pitch is a called strike. Duval, another one of the 500 hitters. He's had 4 at-bats, 2 hits so far this season. Another strike called, 0-2. Miller's with 1 in scoring position, another run at first base. Already 3 runs in here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Duval goes down swinging.
Second out.
Yep, and that'll bring up Bella Hughes.
Next up for the
Hughes
Millers,
does
number
not have any
25,
hits so
Bella
far this
Hughes.
season. She's batted 7 times. A little low and outside, ball 1.
Hughes batted .318 last year, Brad.
A lot of power on this Miller team, Perry.
Yeah. But they got some young players. I mean,
Yep.
Hughes is only a sophomore. This is a pretty strong sophomore class for the Millers.
Shatko out there on second, thought about trying to take third on that pitch, but did not. That one's low also, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, evens it up at 2-2. first inning here. Wasn't long for the Tigers, but certainly has been for the Millers, and they're loving every minute of this 3-0 lead. There's a bouncer toward first. Fielded by the first baseman McGrath, and the inning does end. So in the bottom of the first for the Millers, they get 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 1, Millers 3, Tigers nothing. We'll be right back.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Well, before that it was 37A, and before that it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore? It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville and Fishers. And before that it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street Signs and Banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Nice of there in the first inning, Perry, to earn a 3-0 lead.
Brad, I know it's not as big a deal on pitches, but Jackson did throw 34 pitches that first inning and 20 for strikes. So I think that's probably the more important number there.
Mm-hmm. Shot down the right field side, out of play. This is Anna McGrath, the first baseman, stepping in. McGrath is hitting .375 so far this season. Swing, just a little bit of a foul tip to go ahead 0-2. See if that long first inning sitting there on the bench is going to affect Addison Rutzinger. So far, doesn't seem to be. A ball and 2 strikes. Outside, 2-2. McGrath, a sophomore, fouls that one off. Two. Hits
Nice
the inside
pitch.
corner at the knees.
That was a pretty pitch right there.
Yes, it was. Third strikeout of the game already for Addison Retzinger. That'll bring up the pitcher,
Number 17, Frankie Johnson.
Frankie Jackson.
Frankie Jackson.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. The 0-1 outside. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. The 1-1. That's a strike, belt high right over the heart of the plate. I got to believe that Jackson would love to have that pitch again and put some metal to that ball. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss at the high heat.
Wow.
2 in a row struck out. That's 4 strikeouts already for Addison Ritzinger.
So she's had 2 strikeouts in the first 2 innings here.
Yeah. That'll bring up Brooke Clayton, 250 batter.
Pitcher, number 6, Brooke Clayton.
Strike over the outside corner. Ritzinger seems to be getting into a groove here, Perry.
Yeah, she's throwing the ball really well.
Faced 4 in the first inning, giving up a walk. Yeah, it's a called strike. Hit that outside corner again. I will refer to that as a called strike. It looked like she did not go far enough to call it a.
Banners isn't on Logan Street.
You can still see a little bit of blue above us, but boy, out to the west, there just isn't much there.
For Noblesville, number 2, Nevaeh Nash.
First pitch to Nevaeh Nash is a called strike 1. Millers with 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Tigers with 0-0-0 on the board. That evens it up at a ball and a strike. Nash, one of the seniors on this squad. The 1-1. Hit to short, bobble.
Wow.
She beat it out.
You know, Brad, we'll be back here at softball next Tuesday also against Franklin Central. That's another 6 p.m. start.
Another Hoosier Crossroads conference game.
Yeah.
Next up for the Millers, number 1, Delaney Rundle.
Throw down.
She thought about it, but
yeah. She's going to get the stolen base.
Yeah, that wasn't even close because she went in standing. Because if it had been close and she hadn't slid, she'd be in trouble.
Yeah. The call at the plate was ball 1.
The Millers got another runner in scoring position here.
Rundle struck out looking to start the top of the first. Boy, Nash getting a huge lead there as the shortstop Shockley was going over to back up third base in case there was a throw. Third baseman Cook playing about at least 10, 20 feet in from the bag. That one's going to be outside. Nash is getting a very, very good start off of second base. There she goes again, but she's going to go right back, and that's a walk. So Delaney Runnell reaches on the base on balls. That'll bring up Izzy Zapp, who had a base hit. Scored the first run of the game on a wild pitch there in the top of the first, or the bottom of the first.
At the plate for Noblesville, number 17, Izzy Zapp.
So the Millers with no outs, runners on first and the second.
Zapp got a good base hit in the first inning.
That's a called strike.
Brad, one thing about slap hitting, it's really tough, where we are to be able to see whether it's a swing or not,
That one was kind of you're absolutely right, Perry. That one was bobbled by the catcher, Summerfield. And on the play, Nevaeh Nash gets third base. I'm going to call that one a pass ball. I believe she should have been able to have that. That was not way out of the zone, but a little bit out. Count is 1-1. Runner on third.
And Rundle moved to second.
Yep.
So 2 runners in scoring position.
Exactly.
With a lefty up.
Well, Zapp can get another base hit there. It should score 2 runs. The 3-1 pitch. Oh, just outside of first base. So we'll do it all over again. Makes it 3-2. Correction on the count. It's 2-2. Now it's 3-2. And we do have a different pitcher. I had not noticed this, that Catherine Murray is now pitching for the Tigers. That one's hit into the gap. Are they going to get there? No, that's going to go to the wall.
Score 2.
That's going to score 2 easily. And Izzy Zapp is into second base with a double.
With her second hit.
Yep, second hit. 2 RBIs. That scores Nash and Rundle and makes it a 5-0 game. I had not noticed this, Perry, but the pitcher now for the Tigers is number 16, Catherine Murray.
Well, Game Changer hasn't realized they've changed pitchers either, so because it's still got Jackson here. But Murray's the pitcher.
Mm-hmm. First pitch to Brooklyn Grayson, who singled in the first, is a ball. There's a strike, even up the count. One count. Another runner in scoring position. Miller's out to a 5-0 lead already here. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Miller's had 3 hits in a row in the top of the first. That one goes foul.
She tried to take it the opposite way that time.
Yeah, I think she was aiming at the umpire.
Yeah.
he was just outside of the foul line, and
he kind of moved pretty quick, didn't he?
Yeah. Didn't have to move too much, though. That makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. No outs, runner on second. Pitch from Murray. That's a foul ball. Stay 2-2.
I think it went off her foot.
Yeah, she kind of hobbling around a little bit there.
Trying to walk it off.
Yeah. Coaching staff coming out to take a look at her.
No, it's a trainer.
They'll give her a couple seconds to try to walk it off. In the meantime, Kate Summerfield goes out to have a chat with Catherine Murray. Tigers in a tough position here. Already down 5-0 and no outs here in the bottom of the second. Looks like Grayson is going to be okay.
Well, we know from basketball she's a tough kid.
Oh,
so.
yeah. But, you know, getting hit in the foot by a
Yeah.
softball, that's a little different than a basketball.
Yeah.
Although by the time those things are inflated, they're pretty hard, too. All right, we're ready to go back to action here. The 2-2 pitch on the way. There's a bouncer to second. Scooped up.
Moved the runner over, though.
But moved the runner over to third. So Grayson is out 4-3 for the first out of the bottom of the second. And I'll bring up Reese Newsom. She had a round tripper her last time up. Perry, that was one of those balls when it hit the bat. You could just tell by the trajectory of that ball was destined to be out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very well hit by Reese. That one hits the outside corner.
We're still playing her a little shallow, I think.
Yeah.
She has good power.
Mm-hmm. Swing and a miss. She's in the hole at 0-2.
But the coaches are yelling, it only takes one. It only takes one.
Yep, ain't that the truth. The 0-2. That one's going to, that got hit a little bit harder than I thought it was, but it does the job. As Newsom will get a sacrifice fly.
And an RBI.
Another ribby for her. That's her third of the game. As Izzy Zapp scores the sixth run. Haley Shatko at third base tonight. She walked in the first. Base is empty now, 2 down. 6-0 in favor of the Millers. Both of their pitchers have been hit hard. Both of them have given up 3 runs.
That first pitch was a strike.
Murray's ready. That's going to be a little bit outside. I'll even up the count at 1-1. Shatko walked her first time up.
I did not imagine this game being, I know it's only in the second inning, but I didn't imagine a 6-0 score.
I did not either. Bouncer to first. And McGrath picks it up, tags the bag, and the Millers are out at the bottom of the first. The bottom of the second. So in the bottom of the second for the Millers, there were 3 runs, 1 error, nobody left on the bases. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banner. It's Noblesville.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Welcome back to Miller Park. I'm Brad Silbert along with Perry Williams. And so far through the first 2 innings, Perry, it's been all Millers.
Brad, since we didn't get to do this for Murray, that I don't believe, she's pitched, innings pitched 20. She's given up 19 hits and 8 runs with a ERA of 2.45.
Tigers stepping up to the plate here in the top of the third. Trying to see what they can do to dig into this lead. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch, swing and a miss.
Another strikeout.
Mm-hmm.
Next up for the Tigers, number 23, Kate Summerfield.
Kate Summerfield comes to the plate for the first time tonight. So Adrian Cook goes down on strikes for the first out of the inning, and Kate Summerfield, the catcher, up there with a 1-1 count, is going to slap at it. Called ball 2. There's a foul straight back. Evens count up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2.
Summerfield is a .455 hitter. Ooh, boy. Just missed that fastball outside. Makes it a full count. Retzinger with 5 strikeouts already. Is that going to fall in there? No, it does not. Left fielder Nevaeh Nash was playing extremely shallow on Summerfield. They must have scouted her and seen that she just did not hit the ball to left field because she was almost in on the grass.
At the plate for the Tigers, number 12, Kennedy Shockley.
Kennedy Shockley up for her second at bat of the night. She struck out looking in the first. Ground ball to short. Grayson sends it over to Bella Hughes. And just as quick as things go, the Tigers are up, 3 down. Middle of the third, still 6-0 Millers. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
We're back here at Noblesville, with Noblesville leading 6-0 against the Fishers Tigers in a Hoosier Crossroads conference battle. Fishers has no hits so far in this ball game. The Millers have 3 hits.
Now here's a little bit of an odd one, Perry. Frankie Jackson is back on the mound now for the Tigers.
Yeah, that could be, yeah.
She took an inning off, and so she pitched the first inning. Catherine Murray pitched the second inning. Both of them gave up 3 runs each. So let's see what the Millers can do here against the Tigers here in the bottom of the third. Reese Emerson will be the first batter to face Jackson again. Emerson reached on an error.
Good pitch right down the middle.
She reached on an error in the first. 0-1's the count. That one's way high, evens it up 1-1. I got to say, that's a first. I've never seen them take a pitcher out in the first inning and have him come back in the third. That's a foul ball.
Jackson, and Murray was a designated player, so she started pitching and then they swapped her.
High 2-2.
We're in the bottom of the third inning.
A little low and inside. Works it to a full count.
Ball 4.
So Reese Emerson draws a walk.
Next up for the Millers, number 31, Macy Duvall.
Tries the bunt. Quick throw down to first. Emerson back in plenty of time. And McGrath was right there. Made it a fairly close play there at first. Right back to the pitcher. They'll have to go to first, and they don't. Did she lose a grip on the ball? I'm not sure what happened there. I thought she had a sure play there at first base.
Yeah, so did I. Was there anybody there?
There was a player at first base, yes. They were covered. Well, the question is how is this play going to be called? Little discussion going on up here in the booth between the guys in the booth up here, wondering whether that should be a fielder's choice, whether it should be an infield hit.
I think it was an error.
Well, we've got 2 votes for an error right now. Perry voted for an error.
Because that play should have been made.
Yeah, the play should have been made because there was a person at first, and I don't know if she just mishandled the ball, just couldn't get it out of her glove, but it just.
Oh,
that's well hit, all the way to the wall. That's going to score at least 1, maybe 2, and on the throw in. On the throw in, Bella Hughes ends up taking second base. So the Millers score 2 more runs here. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Credit Hughes with a base hit.
And a smart running on that play.
Good running. There's a bunt right in front. Let's see what's going to happen here. That one's beat out.
Yep.
Nevaeh Nash just put the afterburners, and boy, oh boy, when she got going,
she was hustling that.
She was flying down there. Give her a base hit. So that's the second hit of the inning. And the Millers have got runners now on first and third with no outs.
Runners on the corner.
We're back to the top. And Nevaeh Nash easily takes second. No throw. So you got Nevaeh Nash at second base, Bella Hughes at third. Delaney Rundle at the plate with a 1-0 count. That one goes outside, 2-0.
Now you got runners at second and third.
Yep.
And Zapp up next, who has already got 2 hits tonight, two for 2 and scored 2 runs.
Another ball. Tigers in danger of walking the bases loaded with no outs. The 3-0. That's a called strike. Hit that outside corner. 3-1.
When you're a slap hitter, that outside corner is pretty hard to get to.
Yes, it is. Rundle's got a strikeout and a walk so far in this game. Slaps at that one. Izzy Zapp had to jump out of the way there. Full count on Delaney Rundle. Miller's on second and third. Another one that she slaps foul. She's battling hard out there. There's a ground ball to short. The only play is going to be over to first, and they get the run. They get the runner at first. However, on the play, Bella Hughes scores. Nevaeh Nash moves on down to third. But they do get the runner at first for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Izzy Zapp, who's 2 for 2 so far in tonight.
Yeah, this is not the person you want at the plate tonight.
Zapp having a very good game so far tonight. Takes the first pitch for a called strike.
Because even a good fly ball would score another run.
Yeah. The outfielders aren't playing very deep on her. Well, right field is a little deeper, but left and center, probably about average depth. The 0-1, nice off speed there. You see the arch on that one? Great curveball.
Yeah.
0-2, Jackson out ahead of the batter, Izzy Zapp. Zapp fouls that one off to the left side. Still 0-2. Zapp trying to go 3 for 3 on the night. Here comes the 0-2. That one gets away. Will there be a play at the plate? It's going to be close, but
no.
But Nevaeh Nash ends up scoring on the wild pitch. So 1-2 is now the count on Izzy Zapp. The bases are empty. Millers have already scored 10 runs through 2 1/3 innings. The 1-2 pitch. That one's outside. Jackson ready to deliver a 2-2 pitch. That one bounces in. Full count. And Izzy Zapp. Full count pitch on the way. Right back to Jackson. She gets it over to first to get the second out. That'll bring up the number 3 batter, Brooklyn Grayson. Grayson is 1 for 2. She had a base hit, scored the second run in the first inning, grounded to second base in the second inning. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Got a JV game going on in the field behind us. The score is just almost opposite here with the Tigers ahead of the Millers 11-0 in the fourth. $10-0 here in the varsity field. A little bit low, 3-0. Jackson ready to deliver the 3-0 pitch. That's in there into nice play. Astrid Alexander had to kind of slide a little bit, but she makes the play. So in the third for the Millers, 4 runs, couple of hits, 1 error, nobody left on the bases. We're at the end of 3, 10-0 in favor of the Millers. We'll be right back.
Making some noise out here. Come on, who's dancing?
Welcome back to Miller Park. So far, a good night for the ladies in black. Ladies in red and black not having such a good night here, is the Millers are ahead of the Fishers Tigers. 10-0 here going into the top of the 4th.
Leading off the top of the 4th for Fishers, number 26, Astrid Alexander.
Astrid Alexander steps up to the plate. She walked in the first. Fouls that one off to the right, 0-1. Takes the second pitch, belled high on the inside corner, 0-2.
Got her.
Strike 3 looking. First out of the 4th.
Redsinger's pitching a great game here.
She certainly is.
Number 27, Haley Kinder.
Haley Kinder, the batter. She struck out looking in the first. Ground ball. That'll be the first hit of the night for the Tigers. Right between short and third. It's just going to say that Retzinger has done such a good job so far tonight that she is not allowed.
Next out for the Tigers.
I'll tell you this, looking at the stats here, Brad, Fisher's a good hitting ball club,
yeah, no
too.
doubt about it. No doubt. There's a strike called. Kate Murray now the designated player. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. Murray flew out deep to center field her first time up. That one's hit high and
out of play.
Almost over to the JV field. So that'll make it 1-2. That one's popped up. Is that going to? Nope, that's not going to stay in the field. Count remains a ball and a strike on Kate Murray. Runner on first. Oh boy. Newsom had to use almost every inch of her frame to get up there to get that one. She's 5'7", and That ball was probably at about 6 feet.
2-2.
Another foul ball going over toward the concession stand. Well hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1 on. Miller's ahead 10-0 here in the top of the 4th. Another 2-2 pitch. That's a called strike. Beautiful pitch right at the knees on that inside corner. Kate Murray just got frozen right there at the plate. Second strikeout looking of the inning. That'll bring up first baseman
Next up,
Ann McGrath.
Number 19, Anna McGrath.
Is that 8 strikeouts or 9?
Let me count here. I've got 8.
Okay.
Yeah, 8. Ground ball to short. Will they make the play?
What a
in
play.
time. Nice play.
Nice play by Grayson there.
Yeah, great play at third base. And it's short. So in the top of the 4th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on the bases. Middle of the 4th, still Millers 10, Tigers nothing. You're watching Hamilton County Television Sports, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan
I
Street.
took my coat off.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and
Where's
Banners
my bag?
conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Welcome back to Miller Park. Conveniently located on the campus of Noblesville High School. I'd like to thank our press box crew tonight for all their help. Rich Harden over there on the PA. Especially our buddy Steve Shaw. Steve was nice enough to provide the heat tonight. So we got a nice, comfortable press box tonight. Richie Hall also up here tonight. Thanks to all the guys for all their help with us.
Leading off at the bottom of the 4th.
For the Millers, the bottom of the 4th, it'll be Reese Newsom, Haley Shatko, and Reese Emerson coming up to the plate. High strike.
Brad, did you notice the CEO is in the house now? He's,
I thought I heard that familiar
the golden voice, right?
Yes. That one bounces in, evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Well, our producer-director tonight was originally Bill Wofford, but the boss is here and sent Bill home. Usually when somebody gets sent home, that's not good, but in this case it is good. Got August Lacone running the cameras tonight, thanks to the technical guys for all their great work.
They do the work.
They do. They make it easy for us. A ball and 2 strikes. Reese Newsom at the plate, swings and misses on an outside fastball. 1 down here in the 4th. Haley Shatko steps up.
Next up for the Millers, number 10, Haley Shatko.
Reached on a bunt, or rather a walk her first time up. Takes the first pitch for strike 1.
That wind's still blowing pretty good out there, Brad.
You know, for a while the American flag was not straight out vertical, but boy, it's straight out vertical right now. And if this was January, I'd say it looks like snow clouds out there.
Yeah. Don't say that, Brad. This is Indiana.
Yeah. A ball and a strike. Haley Shatko at the plate. Thought about swinging at that, but held up in time to make it 2-1. The 2-1 bounced just outside of third base. Adrian Cook was right there. Had that ball been fair, she probably would have had a play on it, but that one's foul, out of play. Position change for the Millers here. Number 12, Kennedy Shockley, is now catching. Did they get her? Safe.
That was a heck of a play by their shortstop, though.
Yeah, that was a great play
by Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
At the plate for the Millers, number 7, Addie Emerson.
Emerson, the batter.
So Shatko reaches on an infield hit.
That was a good pitch right there. Even though
0-2 on Reese Emerson. Hot shot. Oh my, that looked like it was fair, but I thought it hit the line, as did some of my compadres up here in the press box, but home plate umpire, he was looking right down the line and he called it foul. So it's 0-2 on Reese Emerson. Takes that one for a ball.
One and two.
One down, runner on first. Little bit outside. Makes it 2-2 on Emerson.
We're in the bottom of the fourth.
Two pitch on the way. That's popped. Well hit. That's going to go to the fence. That's probably going to leave runners on second and third with one out. So Shatko moves around to second, rather to third, and Reese Emerson goes into second with a two-base hit. The Millers are threatening to score again here in the fourth.
Now batting for Noblesville, number 8, Addison Retzinger.
Retzinger is batting for the Millers here.
She was listed as the flex player, so she's batting now for Macy Duvall. 1-1's the count.
Two and one on the count. One out. Runners on second and third.
Miller's threatening to bust this one wide open again. Couldn't bust it much more wide open. There's already 10-0 here in the bottom of the fourth with just one out.
Strike called there. Full count.
Ground ball. That's going to score two more. That one's going to go all the way to the wall. Frankie Jackson on her first at bat tonight has got a double and two runs batted in.
Brad, that was a Ritzinger.
I was looking at the wrong scoreboard. Excuse me. So Ritzinger in her first at bat tonight gets a two-base hit. Second double in a row, scoring Shatko and Emerson.
Hostetler's batting, I think, number 11.
At the plate for the Millers, number 11, Faye Hostetler.
That is who it is.
One out.
Hostetler.
She's going.
She's going to be. Got in there under the tag.
Yeah, she did.
Close. Very, very close.
Good play right there.
So give Retzinger, or did they put a courtesy runner in for her?
I don't think so. I think that's her down there. I don't think they did. That looks like her. But I've known to be wrong one time.
Well, there's a 3-something on her uniform. A little bit high. Macy Duvall is running.
Oh, it's a courtesy runner.
She was the designated player. Another one out of the strike zone, 2-1. Hostetler is a junior. That one's outside. He has yet to get a hit in this young season. 3-1 on Faye Hostetler. One down.
Ball 4.
So Hostetler draws the walk. That'll bring up Nevaeh Nash. Macy Duvall, the runner on third. Faye Hostetler on first. 2 runs in so far in this inning for the Millers. Still only one out.
Nash has got 2 hits here tonight.
Yeah, another hit would make it a baker's dozen for the Millers. Yeah. That one's a little bit low on Nash. And on the play, Hostetler takes second for a for a stolen base. No throw. Whoa, that one looked a little outside, but it's called a strike. 1-1 on Nevaeh Nash. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Millers have already put 2 across here with 1 down. That's a little bit high. Makes it a 2-1 count. Top of the order on deck, Delaney Rundle. Sixth batter for the Millers here so far here in the bottom of the fourth. Another one's a little bit high. That makes it 3-1. Nash has reached on an air and had a base hit in the third. She's also scored 2 of the Millers' runs. Jackson is ready. I think that was a wise move by Nash to try to fight that one off, Perry, because the home plate umpire tonight has been ringing him up on that outside corner. That would have been very, very close. Good eye. Full count. Nash bounces that one to the shortstop. There will be no play anywhere. That one was hit the deep short. And so there's another run scored by Macy Duvall, who was the runner at third. And on the play, Faye Hostetler takes third. Nevaeh Nash is on first with her second base hit of the night. We're going to have a change of pitchers here. And it looks like we're going to go back to.
You know, Brad, the one thing about it here, you know, and looking at the standings through Monday, Noblesville has a conference win. Westfield has a conference win.
Mm-hmm.
Zionsville 6-1, and Fishers come in here 4-1, with Brownsburg 5-2, Hamilton Southeastern 4-2. And Franklin Central 3-3, and Avon 1-5 on the season.
Got a lot of great softball teams in this Hoosier Crossroads Conference.
Yeah. So this is a good ball team, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah,
4-1.
Yeah, I really had, as I was preparing for this game, I really thought that this would be
a close game.
I thought it'd be a close game, and I thought it would go all 7 innings. So Catherine Murray on the mound. First pitch is low and outside.
Nash goes to second.
Nash gets the stolen base.
So there's another runner in scoring position here.
13-0 here. Bottom of the fourth. The bouncer, that one's going to go through. That's going to score at least 1. So Faye Hostetler, she scores from third. Nevaeh Nash advances to third on the hit, and Delaney Rundle gets a base hit. That'll bring up Izzy Zapp. Zapp is 2 for 3 so far tonight. Zapp is the 8th Miller to come to the plate in this inning. 4 runs so far in this inning for the Millers. Inside, 1-1. That one's outside, 2-1. Another defensive change for the Tigers. Number 8, Kendall Jordan, is now at shortstop. Pop up, well hit.
That's going
to
to
score another run. As Nevaeh Nash comes across the plate. 5 runs in the inning now. Officially a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Izzy Zapp. 2 down. And on the play, Delaney Rundle went to second base. 9th batter of the inning, Brooklyn Grayson steps in. That's going to be right to the left fielder, Astrid Alexander. So finally, the bottom of the 4th is over, but not before the Millers score 5 more runs to make it a 15-0 game. We'll be back after this.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking for Logan
Noblesville,
Street signs and
13
banners.
hits.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're
They
telling
have
me
one.
that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore.
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Well, we're back here in the top of the 5th inning with the Noblesville Millers leading 15-0 over the Fishers Tigers, and this is a Hoosier Crossroads Conference matchup.
As you can see, and looking in the upper left corner of your screen, Millers with 15 runs, 13 hits. So for the Tigers,
Leading off the top of the 5th for Fishers, number 17, Frankie Jackson.
Frankie Jackson will lead off for the Tigers. Pop up. We might be playable. Nope, just a foul ball. So strike 1 on Frankie Jackson. One ball, one strike. Frankie Jackson at the plate. Way high. 2-1. Now 2-2.
Good pitch right there.
Addison Retzinger trying to close this one out. So far, she's thrown a one-hitter. Swing and a miss. Jackson's out on strikes.
That's her 9th strikeout.
One down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Top of the 5th.
Correction, top of the 5th. My mistake, excuse me.
Now batting for the Tigers, number 6, Brooke Clayton.
Brooke Clayton at the plate takes the first pitch. High and outside for ball 1. And all Millers here this afternoon. Evens it up at a ball and a strike. One and one is the count. Center fielder Brooke Clayton at the plate. That one's fouled back, 1-2. Reese Newsom caught that on the rebound off the screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't count for an out.
Oop, ball got away from her.
I'm told Maggie Kearns is now the catcher.
Then Hostetler's over at first base. Emerson's still at second base. Brookie Grayson's at shortstop.
Strike 3 is called. Boy, that was a great pitch to get Clayton.
Number 10.
2 down.
10th strikeout.
Last chance here for the Tigers. Adrian Cook will step up.
Ball a little high there. Brad, I want to remind everybody before we get out of here that Hamilton County TV will be broadcasting at the Dunk Fishers Noblesville baseball on Friday night.
That ought to be a fantastic game.
That's a 7 o'clock start. And then on Saturday at 1 p.m., University School comes to Noblesville.
The 1-1 pitch, little bit high, 2-1.
And then we'll be here next Tuesday.
If it's Tuesday, it must be softball at Noblesville.
That's right. Are you here next week?
Yes, I will be.
It's always good to have your golden voice.
Well, thank you. Couldn't do it without you, Perry.
I don't know about that.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's going to be gone to the wall, and Cook is going to go to second. She's going to be in there standing up with a 2-base hit. Second hit of the night for the Tigers. This is Kendall Jordan.
Emerson timed her jump pretty well, but she was a little bit too short to get it. If it had been down a little bit, she'd have probably had it.
Jordan came into the game playing shortstop. High fly ball. That's it. Izzy Zapp ends the game for the Millers. Perry, your thoughts on the game, sir?
It was not what I expected tonight, but Noblesville came out being very, very aggressive. Retzinger pitched a beautiful ball game, giving up 2 hits.
No doubt about it.
Striking out 10, so.
A good night for the Millers, a very tough night for the Tigers, and I totally agree with you. I did not expect this game to be anything like this. I thought this was going to be a 7-inning, maybe come down to the last inning to see who was going to win this. But anyways, the final score ends up being 15-0 in favor of the Noblesville Millers. A big thank you to our technical crew, the younger Wofford Bill starting out in the technical side. Also joining us tonight, Jim Wofford and August Lacone. On behalf of Perry Williams, I'm Brad Silbert. Good night from Noblesville.